Hello, me lovelies. Well, this is just going to be a quick video for the attention of JDP, who's told me off and laughed at me at the same time over something that happened regarding his friend, Digger Man, Chris Murphy. Now, what happened was Andy Bailey put up a video which showed a press release concerning Chris Murphy, where a non-molestation order had been granted and issued, and Chris Murphy had been given it was like 8 month or 6 month suspended sentence. So it was serious. It was serious. The reason for that non-molestation order to have been issued. Now, since then, Andy Bailey, for some reason, has taken the post down as an apologetic to Chris Murphy, saying that he shouldn't have done it, you know, he was wrong to do it and all this business. And JDP did a video, because, of course, Chris Murphy is his good friend. And what JDP was saying was that, you know, it was a personal matter, that it shouldn't have been put up with there. It was wrong. It was a personal matter between Chris Murphy and his kids and his ex-partner. Well, no, it isn't a personal matter, actually, JDP. It isn't. And Andy, it's not a personal matter. It was in the press. It's public knowledge. You can go to a family court and request the details if you want to. It's nothing that can't be spoken about. But what JDP is doing, and this is how this situation has arrived at this video. JDP, who slates other people, calls other people for abusing women, goes on and on and on. We've all heard him. Was, as I say, making excuses for Chris, saying that it's something, you know, it's not anything serious. Well, what I did, I put a comment on the video that he did, JDP, and I said, you know, how come Chris Murphy gets a free ticket when, if that was Video Craig, Hedgehog Man, whatever you can call him, JDP would have been all over it, saying what a horrible man he was, what a nonce he was, whatever. Not, he'd be going on like that. And this is what JDP replied. And this says so much about JDP. What? Sending a message to a partnering, I think it means parent, regards your children. Notice you never responded to me video other day as well. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Don't know what those other emojis are. People. That's what he responded. No, I can tell you now, GDP, you do not get a non-molestation order and get 6 months, 8 months suspended sentence for sending a lovely letter concerned about the parenting of your children, concerned for them. And what makes it more damning on Chris Murphy is that Chris Murphy did a video in response to Andy Bailey, and Andy Bailey taken down the video. And even in the video, he's calling his own daughter a liar, and he's saying how horrible his partner is. Christ, if he's setting to judge by and he's the yardstick to gauge what is a horrible person, nasty person, I'd hate to see what his wife or ex-partner was like if he's the gauge that you go by, because he is vile. He is vile, and I've always said this. People think Chris Murphy is funny. He thinks he's funny, having a laugh, you know, and all this. He isn't. He's an abuser. He goes low. He goes very low. He's a horrible, nasty thing. And I remember saying ages ago when I first encountered him, I said, I can tell you now, it wouldn't have been a healthy home life his daughters and partner had. No way. Look, I'm sorry, I worked in the police too long to know when someone is likely to be abusive in a relationship, whether that be verbally, physically, or both. I've said the same about Jingle Jangle Jim Smith. 100% the reason Jingle Jangle Jim Smith doesn't want to show his saw acro is simply because I can tell you now there'll be domestic instances on there. Many of them. Same with Chris Murphy. There'll be many domestic instances. Now, if JDP wants to think that that's nothing and defend his friend, that's up to him. But then don't go cutting into other people and slating them and going on about them. And as for the last bit, I'll answer your last bit. I'm gathering you're referring to the video when you mentioned when I was talking to Dimitri Mushrooms and I mentioned you. And in my estimation, what you tend to do is if someone upsets you or you don't like someone, you'll come up with theories or allegations that you don't produce evidence for, or you'll take a little thing and stretch it right out. Someone will say something totally innocent and you'll turn it round and make it sound like it's something very, very sinister or nasty. I mean, we see you doing this with a video. Craig Hedgehog Man, you've done it to me. Oh, for God's sake, all that I said once was that you had children, which you're telling everyone you have children. I have children, I'm a great dad. I have children, I'm a great dad. I have children, I'm a great dad. But yet, I never said anything bad. I just mentioned the fact you have children, and you turn that right round to make it sound like something creepy or nasty. That's an example. I'm only giving you that as an example. That's all that I was saying. That you can't take what you're saying as being factual, because when you've got it in for someone or you're peeved with someone, you will start making allegations and stretching things out and twisting words to try and score points back at them. Sometimes you'd be okay. I say that sometimes you can be really okay. I don't have you on a live. If I didn't like you or thought you were a horrible, nasty, vile person, I'd never invite you on a live. I'd have you blocked, which you can come on the live anytime you want to. But that's what I meant by it. And you suggested because I was saying that, it was just because I wanted to get in with Hedgehog Man Video Craig. No, I'm already in with him. It depends on what you mean as being in with him. Am I able to talk to Craig in private on Instagram? Yeah. Is he able to talk to me? Yes, he is. Are we great friends, brothers in arms? No, we're not. We're not close friends, but we can be amicable with each other. That's all that it is. So there's no point to me trying to get in with him, suck up to him, in other words. That's what you're saying. In other words, I was dissing you. That's what you're saying, to suck up to Craig so I could get in with him. We've had arguments in the past, but we've never really fallen out. We've never fallen out. And that's another example where you twist it and stretch it out because you don't like what's being said, or someone doesn't like who you don't like. If someone likes someone you don't like, oh my God, that's it. How dare they? You saw this with Shadow Boxer. Oh, you called anyone that had anything to do with Shadowboxer. You called them if they appeared on his YouTube channel or if they had him on theirs. But yet, when you thought, oh, get some clicks out of having a fight with him, you were right there. And you may not like hearing that, JDP, but that's a fact. But that's not saying that I think you're a horrible, nasty person. I just think I'd be careful around you if I knew you personally. Now, don't go building your hopes up, Ducky. Don't go building your hopes up. But if I knew you personally, I'd be worried about what I said around you in case it would be twisted round and used against me. That's what I'm saying about you. As for your friend Chris Murphy, it's no secret I've never liked him. I think he's vile. He said some of the most horrendous things to me in the past. And he goes low, he goes very low. He may think that's amusing and funny. No, it isn't. It isn't amusing and funny. And especially not from a man that we know now. And I always guessed, I always suspected he wasn't a domestic abuser. There's no way. No other way you can see it. Other than that, he was a domestic abuser. Which is no shock to me. But that's the reply to your question, darling. And so I'll wind it up for now. Because I've got to do my evening exercises to keep my elderly body functioning and not creaking and cracking every time I stand up to do it. So until later, my lovelies, bye bye for now.